If you want brands to take you seriously, you have to take yourself seriously first. The key to being consistent really is just all in planning. You're going to be more likely to get opportunities from different brands or different businesses because of that extra step that you took. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anissa if you're new here. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a couple of tips and tricks that I've learned on my content creation journey as far as how I organize my content and just give you guys a few tips on how to level up your personal brand as a small content creator. A lot of my audience and community is also other creators too. I'm making this video just to share some tips and advice to any other creators in my community and also just anyone else out there who's looking to just start their content creation journey. Without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So the first tip when it comes to leveling up your brand is to really find different ways to stand out when it comes to the industry and the space in general. As you guys know, it's no secret that content creation has become an oversaturated market. It's really harder to stand out and make an impression when it comes to working with brands or just getting different opportunities. So being a small creator, the first thing that you can really do to set yourself apart is to really treat your brand as a business, right? And this all depends on what your intention is when it comes to content creation. If you're someone who wants to actually make this like your side hustle or make passive income from it, then this video makes sense for you. The first thing you can do to level up your brand is to create a professional email. And I don't mean like a regular like Gmail email, which of course is a good start, but I mean professional email, like an actual business email. And also having a website for your brand and also a media kit as well too. These are going to be the things that I feel like are really going to separate the people who are very passionate and serious when it comes to other creators, because you're putting more time and energy into creating this part for your brand. I use GoDaddy and Canva to create my website and my professional email. So my professional email, as you guys will see in the bottom of my description box, is hello@astoldbyanissa.com. I feel like just having a professional business email makes you look more professional and it helps you stand out compared to other creators who just simply use their Gmail accounts. I feel like brands will see it as like, oh, this person is serious about their content. They're actually going out of their way to create a business email for themselves. And when you do that, you're going to be more likely to get opportunities from different brands or different businesses because of that extra step that you took. It helps keep things organized when it comes to just having like inquiries as well too, keeping all of your content related things into one email instead of having it attached to like a personal email. So having the separation between the two, I feel like is very key to having some type of like organization when it comes to like your content, your personal brand. And I feel like if you want brands to take you seriously, you have to take yourself seriously first. So really positioning yourself and your business to look put together and to look professional is the first step to when it comes to like being seen as someone who's worth taking seriously versus someone else who maybe creates videos but they don't have an email, they don't have a media kit, they don't have a website, they don't have like a professional content resume to really showcase to other people that they are serious about what they do. So again, just taking that extra step to create your email and your website and your media kit is going to really level up your brand and showcase that you are taking content creation seriously. It's very important that you put your email in your bio and all your social platforms because that's how brands will be able to reach out to you. But I feel like that's kind of just like common sense. Another way to really level up your personal brand is to actually take the time to create almost like a proposal of some sort for your brand. So like creating a logo for your brand, creating a color scheme, using similar fonts, like really taking the time to just get organized and clear about the vision that you have for your brand is really essential when it comes to just leveling up and growing. So getting clear on the content that you make, getting clear on your mission statement as well too. Like you really have to see your brand as an entire entity in a sense. So that way you have a really clear vision of exactly what it is that you are conveying and embodying when it comes to just like your digital footprint. Of course, doing these things are going to take time and sometimes energy and money, but I feel like choosing to invest in yourself will be the best thing that you can ever do for your brand because any investment in yourself is going to pay off in the long run. And I feel like it's going to really show brands that you are serious about what you do. The next tip is all about consistency. And you guys have heard it probably a million times. It's so important when it comes to growing as a small creator. Like you really have to stick to a schedule and actually stick to it. And coming from someone who has been inconsistent, like creating content for the past couple of years, I feel like I finally found a routine maybe a year ago to where I'm actually consistent. I'm going to share with you guys how I'm able to do that. The key to being consistent really is just all in planning all of your content ahead of time. Like literally in the past, I used to just wake up and kind of just post it whenever it was on my mind or like in the moment. And there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever works for you works for you. But for me, in order for me to be consistent, I had to plan at least a month in advance of exactly what I'm going to post, because having your ideas already on paper or already, in a digital planner is already going to force you to work towards those ideas instead of like having to wake up and think about what to post for today. Because I already had a brainstorming session a month ago, everything's already laid out for me. All I have to do is worry about executing the plans and the ideas that I've written down. So I plan all of my content a month in advance using Notion, and I write down in my content calendar all of the videos that I plan for what days I want them to go live, what days I'm going to post them. Like every single detail I feel like I've written down, and it helps me so much when it comes to remaining consistent. So I definitely recommend to you guys picking 1 hour out of your day or whatever day you're free to just sit down and write down all of your video concepts and ideas. And also get clear on how many times you want to show up for each platform, right? So when it came to creating my content strategy last year, I really had to sit with myself and ask myself, okay, what platforms do I want to focus on? How many times can I show up on this app without burning myself out and actually remaining consistent? What do I actually want to talk about when it comes to my content, right? So I think it's very important to get clear on what you want to focus on. Like for me, my main focus was to be YouTube. I wanted to focus on showing up on at least one long form platform and one short form platform. My focus last year was, and still is YouTube and TikTok. When it comes to being consistent, I think it's important to start off small. So in the beginning, I committed to posting at least one YouTube video a week and at least one short form content on TikTok. But now I am posting about 3 to 4 times on TikTok a week, which most people would say post every single day. But like I said, I ain't doing all that. Like I'm not burning myself out. And that's really important, is to do what you're able to do. A lot of us have full-time jobs. A lot of us have other things to take care of. So when it comes to remaining consistent, you have to do what is feasible for you, that you can do without feeling overwhelmed and stressed out. It has to work into your schedule. So for you, your focus may be on TikTok. Maybe instead of focusing on YouTube or Instagram, you can focus on, okay, I'm gonna just post every single day on TikTok, or for Instagram, post about 5 times a week. I think it's really important to find that specific number. That way, when it comes to brainstorming your ideas, you can make sure that you are reaching that goal of X amount of videos per week, per month, or whatever, right? So once you figured out exactly how many times you want to post a week or a month, then it's really important to sit back and brainstorm and write out all your ideas. And then when you put it into your calendar, make sure you're counting the numbers and specify to make sure you're reaching your maximum amount of videos or your content strategy. So for me, as a lifestyle creator, it's a lot easier for me to plan my content around things that I'm already doing. So for example, if I have a trip that's coming up, I can easily say, okay, I'm going to vlog this week. So that's like one video checked off. I have an event that I'm going to, I can easily turn that into maybe a section into my vlog, or I can make that a dedicated video for TikTok. And honestly, like if you follow me on TikTok, and which you should, by the way, and Instagram, but you'll see that a lot of my videos kind of cross over between each other. A video that I post for my main vlog on YouTube, a lot of the things that I did on my vlog, I also created short form content for my TikTok. That way I'm like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's also helpful when it comes to just being consistent on multiple platforms. But once I created videos on my list of things that I'm already doing that are based around my lifestyle, then I could kind of figure out and list other ideas that are not related to what I'm already doing for the month. So for example, a lot of my content for YouTube is like sit down, personal development. With that, I have to actually take time to like script those videos and hit my notes on what I want to say to give value to my community. Once I have all those videos together, then I put it into my calendar depending on, it sounds so silly, but if you're a woman, you'll get it. I will put all of my content according to my cycle. So like if I know I have a super low energy week out of my month, I don't have to use so much energy to do a sit down video versus having a lot of energy for a vlog, right? I literally plan my weeks and my content around based on how I'm feeling, how my energy is. Really take time to really just assess your month as a whole. And again, once I have at least 4 videos written down for the month, then I go ahead and add it to Notion. This next tip is relating to my last point as well too. Just like you have to schedule your content based on your own personal weekly schedule. Like we all have different jobs, different lifestyles. So you have to figure out for yourself, what days are you free to create content, or what days are you free to edit. For me, also like have my schedule to where I split up certain days for certain tasks. So I have a day where I brainstorm all my ideas. So that's when I'm like using the creative part of my brain to figure out all my ideas. That's usually on Sundays. Mondays are like my scripting days. So that's when I'll sit down and write my scripts for my talking head videos like this one. So I'll sit down and write down all my notes and what I want to like talk about in my video. And then Tuesday, which is currently right now is Tuesday, are my filming days. So that's when I actually just like set up my equipment, my lights and everything, and I film all my content on Tuesdays. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are like my admin and editing days. I usually schedule my content out, or when it comes to short form content, I'll like edit it a day before and post it the next day. I have a whole strategy every single week, and my days look so different, but it's what keeps me on track when it comes to being consistent and actually posting my content every single week. So ask yourself, like, what days out of the week am I free to do this particular task that'll get me closer to my content goals? Ask yourself, okay, should I record on Saturdays? Should I edit on Sundays? You really have to tailor your content tasks to your schedule that makes the most sense for you in order for you to remain consistent and constantly show up for yourself and for your brand. So I wanted to show you guys my content calendar in Notion because I'm a big visual learner. If you guys are also big visual learners as well, this might be helpful to get a better understanding of how things kind of look for me when it comes to planning out my content for the month. This is actually a template that Notion gives you. All you have to do is go over to where this house icon is over here by headquarters, and just click that plus sign and type in content calendar, and then this will give you this entire look or whatever. So very helpful. As far as every month goes, I think seeing it visually like this for me is good for me to see, okay, like what can I schedule out for the month? So as you guys know or don't know, but I post videos every single Sunday at 3 p.m. So whenever I'm scheduling my content, I like to see that I have at least one of these little icon boxes of content in each Sunday for the week. And the same thing for all of my short form content. Yeah, that is my process for Notion and putting all my content on content calendar. I hope it was helpful. Other platforms that I use for my content is Adobe Premiere. I use for editing. I use Premiere because it's what I'm most familiar with my job. I'm really familiar with just how Adobe Premiere works and like all the different tools and whatnot. So that's what I use for editing. And then I also use CapCut for both my short form and long form content as well too. And CapCut is also free, so that's also a plus as well. And then I mentioned it before, Canva, GoDaddy is what I use for like the admin side of having my professional email for all things admin. And that is the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed a couple of tips and tricks of what helped me level up my brand as a small creator and keeps me organized and consistent. Comment down below what your content is about. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video next week. Bye.